rest of the festival stuff, we can cover that, uh, and then we'll go into whatever's left.
Hmm.
Okay, so the next thing that they're doing for the spring festival is me breaking the stream. Whoops,
Oh,
there we go.
Ooh, that's a shame that they're taking your stream down. That's kind of fucked up.
No, I just like completely broke the overlay. Whoops.
Echo's just like, we going hard. Get these guys out of here.
Get these guys out of here. Get tired of them telling us our
Stop
our
holding out on our
changes are bad.
gotcha shit.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so
Hello, guys. Director Kobe here. Just made it to D+, and this week we took down the Downtime and the Hangar
You're
Oh
going
my
to
podcast.
God.
publicly execute the
Ooh.
entire GBO2 category.
Oh no.
Hey, if we got taken down, I would like start putting that on a resume.
Yeah, I'm
dude.
sure you'd wear it like a badge of honor,
Yeah.
but that's still bad.
Oh, okay. Well, fair enough.
Well, as long as they put me in the game when they do it.
Right.
You know, they have a weird way of celebrating their content creators. Most people just put like their logo graffitied on a wall somewhere, but like we just get like firing squatted in base camp. And the worst part is they'll make Dahlia do it so she actually has a purpose.
Oh no.
That's,
Oh, no.
that's pretty wild.
Her voice actress has been awoken from her slumber. Like, finally.
Hey, we got something. We got a job for you. Ara?
Oh no. No.
No. The horror.
Oh no.
Just picturing a bad like yandere Dahlia now. Oh no.
Oh, no. Like those early 2000s, like, Psycho Yandere eyes. Just like big.
Okay. Anyway, so the rest of the festival stuff. So new and returning players have every 3 games a guaranteed recon crate. Please just make that a standard for like every 5 or 10 games you get a guaranteed one or something. Please.
Maybe.
Like even the 10, that's still a little bit extreme to have to play 10 games for one crate, but I'll take it.
As long as there's a cap, right? It's something that we can tangibly just like reach and get that reward.
So it would be nice because then if you randomly got one in those 10, then it just resets. So, you know, at most that's like 60 games a day, which is still kind of extreme, but
at least you'll be done with your limited shit by then.
But I mean, well, yeah, true. And then also the other thing though is if you have the premium medal at that point, then you're pretty much getting your boxes within a few games anyway. So
I'm a little glad that they haven't gotten too extreme with it, just because like AB rooms don't need more encouragement to exist. If you really just want nobody to actually play the game and just be playing for the rewards, then that's how you do it.
I mean, I don't know. I'd say that would like lessen the AB rooms a little bit because right now there's an unknown amount of games. Like, you know, there's the people that are like, I've done 100 games and still no boxes.
I'm saying like if the threshold was really that high, like we were fucking around about, but like,
Okay,
yeah, if it was like it was before, in the previous events and stuff like that'd be fine.
Yeah. But also they're giving a 5 times bonus to DP, XP, and CP for new and returning players during this event.
Oh wait.
So a new player is if your account is less than 14 days old. So if you started a week ago, you pretty much still have you've had 5 times bonus going this entire time. So that's kind of cool. And returning is you haven't played for 45 days. So next we got your free boxes with a guaranteed 3-star at the end. The downside is it's from a pool of literally every suit in the game.
Ever.
I got a Zaku Wonder in my 10 spin.
Yay.
Ray.
I actually got some good
The
stuff.
pinnacle of raid technology.
Or wait, maybe
Can't
that
wait
was
to check out the new boss.
yeah,
The
right.
gold standard.
I'm ready for. Oh wait, that's right. I got like
We're getting
2,
there.
3 stars. And actually, wait, was that the one that I got the EXS out of? So like, I got like an actual really good suit out of it. Downside is I already got it, so
Right.
it was trash for
Oh,
me.
I was like, I thought you already had the EXS, but I
Yeah,
got you.
exactly. Yeah, and
That's the problem, I see.
Would have been awesome if I didn't have it already.
then I got a BD2. And Gustav at the same
Yeah,
time
so
got a
Gustav was your
BD3.
BD3, bro.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Brothers in arms.
Real though.
BD team.
Then the funny thing, well, I guess you know what? I guess I should be happy. I didn't get another Grandpa Gundam out of a Black Medea.
God, that'll never. Ugh, that'll never stop being disgusting.
But the Grandpa Gundam would have been on theme with our next topic, the new opening sequence of a video game.
Yeah, that's
Hey.
also part of the Spring
They
Festival
should have just gave
event
it
for
away
some
for free
reason,
again.
Right?
which is the last thing on it. But now there's a new Grandpa Gundam opening sequence. Yeah,
Hey.
I thought
is
is
it?
that what it looks like whenever you launch into Grandpa Gundam? Like, am I watching a different opening launch sequence?
I wish it looked
It's
like
just
that.
like normal.
I
It's like
wish it
normal
looked like that.
gameplay, right?
I remember when I
Like,
was
it
first
looks
streaming
really
and
nice.
people were like, "Why is it look like playing a PS2 game?" And it's just like, bruh.
I'm gonna try to start this without it
Ow.
I'm
being
just gonna
too loud on
play the
stream.
opening sequence on loop. Like, welcome to Battle Operation.
Yeah, I'm actually
I
playing it right now, real quick.
I think it's cool. Um, I kind of wish that obviously production values or whatever, it's much better than a normal game. This looks like a real like video game. And then you have Battle Operation or whatever itself, but they should just turn this into the launch sequence for the Grandpa Gundam.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
They might as well give you some incentive to play the suit.
I mean, that back thruster, that back thruster animation there, that looks good.
I feel like that's something they just need to do across the board. Is just they did it for a
Oh yeah,
couple
there should
suits,
be every
right? Just
sequence.
like flavor animations and stuff for like launching and all that. Yeah, there are some that are really good, and then the rest are just like box standard.
Oh, also the funny thing there is, it just kind of launches off and just keeps going. It's like some say the Grandpa Gundam is still launching to this day.
Today.
Oh,
I mean, in the current opening sequence, where do your mobile suits go like
right.
afterwards? I mean, obviously you land in the fight, but if without gameplay context to follow up afterwards,
That should be a
we don't
video.
know we don't know where
just
half the
hear
suits go. They're all
you
gone.
just hear the thrusters in the background after it launches, and it just holds on that frame the whole time for the rest of the video.
But
My people need me. I must go.
then they point out that also part of the Spring Festival is Mobile Suit from Char's Counterattack joins the battle. Please look forward to future entries, which in the other post
Yay!
they talked about that's not coming till a pretty good
Later on this spring.
later on time thing.
Mhm.
I'm also gonna go ahead and cover this next thing here just because it's I guess we could just do the rest of the patch notes at this point. Then we go into buffs and nerfs. Um,
Can I say real quick? Leona should have been in the opening sequence.
Oh my god, yes.
right?
Like,
Kind of big.
why
Angie.
wasn't Leona there?
My favorite is
I don't know about that, but at least for me anyway.
I'm saying
Yeah,
me, but still.
yeah.
No.
But why were the NPCs in the opening cutscene, man? Like, come on, dude.
Yeah, it would have been cool to actually have some of that stuff.
Like
It's
the
like
entire that scene.
it's like there's a conflict in the team where it's just like, who keeps putting all this trivia in for these characters? Like, what are you doing? And the other guys are like, but you guys, we should totally have a dating simulator in there too. Like, it is such a weird like clash between that and like their official property stuff that like barely shows out the characters at all.
Right?
Are we referencing New Gundam Breaker? Is that what I just heard?
Oh no.
Oh no.
I heard Gundam's in dating sim, new Gundam Breaker.
Waifus, yes, maybe. No.
Okay, so the
But
rest of
it's
the
like they need to pay for voice acting, you know. They just need to have the character. Like Leona just needs to do what she's always doing. She could just been like on the ramparts holding her clipboard as usual. You know, like she doesn't do anything. We saw in that video who does all the work whenever you turn in your mobile suits. Leona's just the one you talk to, so you think she's actually helping, but she just orders stuff. She's like the logistics
she's the
officer.
actual engineer of the group.
Yeah, put that one there. Oh, we need some more lunar titanium bolts. Okay, it'll come in next week. You know,
fix that one.
that's all Leona's doing.
I've written up a tutorial. Just do it this way and you'll be fine.
Error.
That patch, you were supposed to run the patch. I just wrote like part of it. Oh no. She just oversees.
Okay, but
That's why she wasn't in the scene. Okay, I get it. She gets paid too much to actually help. Okay,
there
Yep.
you go.
we answered our own
management.
question. Moving right along.
Management. There we go.
I forgot. Leona doesn't do anything, so of course she's not helping in the hangar during the
Oof.
launch sequence. Okay.
Oof.
Why there's so much downtime.
Boo. Oh.
Where is this downtime taking place?
Perhaps even in the hangar.
Okay.
All right,
anyway.
credits.
What are those bums doing today? Tune in next week to find out.
Speaking of Leona, she didn't have anything better to do, so she'll be our guest on next week's episode of Downtime in the Hangar.
Nudge, nudge, wink, wink.
She won't actually say anything though because she has no input whatsoever.
Ouch.
She'll just yell every now and then when we mention certain rarity mobile suits.
Yeah.
Or halfway
Woohoo!
enthusiastically be woohoo.
Oh man. Okay, so for the rest of the patch notes, first thing here, since it's got its own little page, stance against disrupting other players. So now they'll issue a warning message if you've been being toxic.
In other words, stop being a shitheel in our video game.
Because that means you're soon going to be perma-banned. Permanent suspension will be implemented. So, what they consider this kind of behavior is sabotaging an ally, attack in combat, so friendly fire, or as they put it here, so-called friendly fire. Continual uncooperative behavior, such as leaving the room or spamming simple chat without participating in the battle. So I'm kind of glad they clarified there, because this doesn't just mean if you're actually spamming things that are relevant, you'll just probably get chat banned. You know, like normally support me and take melees is what I'm hitting a lot. Then but yeah, if you're just sitting at base and spamming advance or you're the best or whatever, then
Yeah.
get wrecked. Disconnecting during a battle and leaving the battlefield. I feel like that's more of a I mean they're obviously including it, but also AFK stuff probably with that too as well.
Yeah.
The next one though is
I would hope.
yeah.
Can you imagine if that was a loophole?
I mean, probably not, but they didn't necessarily say it exactly in this. So
Yeah.
I'm assuming some of these are like translation and they're included in that. But the next one was kind of interesting. Defamation via chat or email. So if you're in the lobby chat or sending messages to people, that is a not only bannable offense, but a permanent bannable offense. So
Thank goodness too.
I
I hate
got
getting
a-
salty messages in my Gmail.
I got a lot of I feel like the messages, that's just what they translated it to, but like PSN messages.
The PSN. Like I hope, right?
Yeah.
These guys are having to reach in pretty deep to protect their player base.
But
Got to start sending the dev team clips. Start submitting Bamco tickets of clips of your emails.
Dev team out here white knighting on players' fucking Twitter accounts and shit.
There
Like,
we
hey,
go, dude. Let's
stop
go.
causing trouble out here, assholes.
Oh my gosh, I wonder if that's what they mean too by email. That would be funny if they're just like,
Maybe.
Going in people's DMs like the fuck.
yeah, they
I
look on
mean,
Twitter.
if somebody really wanted to try hard enough, I don't know about you guys, but they could send me some hate email. I got a link to my email right underneath the stream for submissions and stuff. So
Nah,
Yeah,
they could
I was gonna
literally
say
send me
what
an upset
for,
email.
but yeah.
yeah. Like I've got the like business email kind of thing going on, so
Mm-hmm.
that could get flooded for sure.
GamingEmblem at gmail.com. Smile.
But
Omit the smile part if you're trying to send me an email.
it's not working. I'm
This-
trying it right now. What?
This other guy with
I'm
the
doing it
smiles
live.
just like,
This
what
domain.
the fuck is happening? Are you getting all these weird robot videos from?
But and then the final thing though, repeated reports that differ from content of the report subjects play. In other words, false reports or just reporting people just because you want to report them. Don't do it. It'll get you possibly permanently banned if you're just
Mm.
being like, this guy's bad, I'm gonna report him. Don't
Fuck
do
this guy, and the game's just like, fuck you too.
that.
Oh
Yeah.
no,
Get
fuck
outta
are
here.
you?
Fuck you.
Reverse Uno card.
Yes, exactly.
But yeah, I still find it funny. I'm glad that they're doing the false report thing. I still kind of find it funny that they mentioned the messages thing. That's kind of hilarious. I know I get a lot of like salt and hate mail for random things. Like, yeah. Oh man. Anyway, moving on. Covered that. Oh, here we go. We fought this yesterday. The Quit Mantha. It was terrifying.
Oh yeah. I
I
actually
like it.
did a solo in
um,
3 minutes with the Kubaloo, and it was fun.
Goobaloo.
Kubaloo.
Yeah, anything that has kind of like funnels or anything that can hit the back while it's focused on you is kind of nice. I know a lot of people have been talking about the Toads Rider being a very good suit.
Mm-hmm. Just
Um,
dump everything and then just smack it upside the head after.
yeah, I definitely want to get in there and try to do some solo runs against it, see what feels good. Definitely going to try to get a really good time with the game hawk. That's one of my goals. See if that works.
Just
Oh,
be
yeah.
careful when you're fighting it. The hitbox on the swings, especially like its little, I don't know, I'll call it its downswing. I'm sure all of them are like downswings, but it's got this lunging like Cubile downswing style attack that it's way farther.
No,
Oh,
no, no.
God.
Don't worry about it.
I'd
Don't
say
worry about it.
that's almost
Don't
Bjarlent
worry about it.
levels of just wah! Like
Fuck
help me
yeah,
with
yeah,
two
you're
arms.
right.
Nah, it doesn't go
Like,
that far,
hold on.
guys. Don't just let
It
them
goes
find
really
out.
far. Like
Let
either
them find out.
either charge towards it, go vertical, or tackle if you can't do anything else. But you need to move when that shit starts coming towards you.
Dude, that was
Just counter it,
terrifying.
lol.
Oh man. Wait, what?
It'd be amazing if you could counter it.
Oh my gosh.
That would be awesome. No, I think the only suit that could counterattack that thing is a Zoc.
And
Yes.
just bonk on, like just throw it at it. Like here.
We need the
And
space
this
Zoc.
egg-
Reggie can take it in space. Yes,
Space
exactly.
Zoc win.
The you throw the space zoc at it and the mazer just goes off like whoa.
That'd be cool. Zoc counterattack is it headbutts you and then fires a photon mazer through your chest. That'd be pretty awesome. That's probably like Yazan Zoc. That sounds like something he would do.
Zoc violator.
There we go. Zoc V.
Oh no. But as far as the rewards,
Welcome as we introduce the V series. You mean
Right.
victory? No, violator.
yes. But yeah, we also have the thruster control system level 2, anti-beam armor level 3, and 3 tokens if you beat it in under 3 minutes. Also, they left the other PvE stuff up. Kind of interesting that they didn't change them all. I know it is one of those things that people have a chance to get those rewards if they haven't already. But it would also be kind of nice to just get more tokens all around.
Hmm.
Also, with the draw C heavy not being in the lottery, I don't think that's kind of a bummer if that disappears.
If anything, that should be something that they refresh over time anyway, like at
Yeah.
least the sub 3.
Let's see.
Because that
Then
would, I think that would encourage people to not only do it more, but like when their friends or like someone new comes in, it gives them something out of it too, other than just getting their friend through it.
we'll save the raid changes with the boosting. They've got some videos here showing the boost and the assault boost and stuff. I'll save those when we actually go in through the patch notes. I'm going to bring up last month's patch notes. I don't think there was anything that was standout, so that take like 10 seconds when we get there. Another
Hmm.
change they're doing for the practice is now if you turn on a setting, suits will not be destroyed when they hit
Oh
0
yeah.
because now you can just dwell on them. So if you wanted to practice your combo on something for a long time and you just had to wait for
Mhm.
your suit to respawn, now you don't. Gotta wait for it to stand back up if you knock it down. So that's pretty
Very
cool.
akin to like practice modes and fighting games and stuff, which is neat.
Yep. Just on a side note, whenever you're highlighting a weapon in your shortcuts thing, it'll light up now. That's kind of cool. Change base camp. Talked about their stance against disruptive players. Premium suits. So this
Ooh.
uh, month we have the Mark III level 1 as the first one. So April Mark III level 1, Ashimar level 1, and then the Night Seeker 2 level 1. Kind of interesting on that. But I didn't realize the Night Seeker 2 was a 2-star.
Mhm.
But yeah, those are kind of cool. They just buffed the Night Seeker 2. I'm kind of sad that the Mark III is the first one there out of those. I want that still. But there you go.
I don't have it yet. It's pretty fun. The buffs definitely helped. That second swing is notably relevant.
Yeah, I got on my alt, but I'm trying just to make my main the only account I play at this point. I'm getting to that point. Until they come out with some crazy suits where I'm like, okay, I want to have everything and just to have it. And I'll probably start doing the alt again. But ticket shop stuff is pretty big. Well, really 2 suits for me. Actually a third, but I don't have enough tickets. Just because it's too expensive, I probably still wouldn't get it. But they added the Gundam level 5, the early production Goku level 5, and the G3 level 4 into the ticket shop. And the 2 big ones here are the Zeong level 2 and the Zeta level 1 is now in the ticket shop.
Hey.
So, yeah, I
Zeta's a
can
pretty big deal.
highly recommend the Zeta.
Yeah, the Zeta is cheaper than the Mark II is.
That's what happens when you don't have 3
Wait, is
priority.
it really cheaper than the
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
Rhino told me earlier.
Oh my
The
gosh.
cost. Hold on a second. Let me second
I was
pull it
going to
back
say
up there. Yeah.
I have the game up. I
Yeah,
can check.
the Mark II is the Mark II was 395 tickets
Oh yeah, and
and
it's
the
360.
Zeta is 360.
Yeah. Also, if you like space, the Zeong level 2 is fantastic at 600. I can finally Zeong cheese at all high level space costs now. Let's go.
When you get emails in your inbox of players being all salty, you can just send them on over to the BB Studios team.
In the BB email.
Like, should I just send them a backlog? Like, okay, guys, here's all the hate mail I've gotten. Just all in one.
Welcome to the that'll just be a new segment. Welcome to the archive.
BRB picking up the Zeta. There you go. Good job. For real though, I got that instantly, and I got the Zeong instantly, and now I have like 200 and some tickets, and I'm like, man, the Gundam level 5 is like 300 and some tickets. I want a level 5 hyper hammer or something, dude. For real though, level 5 hyper hammer. All I'm saying.
Big crunch.
But really, really cool. That they added 2 good suits, and then their generic level ups are in as well. It looks like they did a lot, but it's just really like, okay, there's the early production in the Gundam. It's that time. The time to throw those 3 in the G3. But
I remember when 550 came out, or was it 500? Those suits are awesome. They had their own Delta, had their own banner, man.
oh man.
What happened to this game?
But yeah, also all the weapons for the Gundam and the early production Goku are in the ticket shop as well. Now DP store, we got my baby in here. Go out and intensify. Dawn Barrage level 3. Ah, I
Hey.
love the suit at all costs.
3
Even at
levels of
500.
intensify.
That Gatling though, for real though, the Gatling's in there, and the sad part is unlike my alt, I had the suit but I didn't have the Gatling, so like the just the amount of damage that Gatling actually gains is kind of absurd once you go from like level 1 to level 3. And
A lot
yeah,
of bullets.
so now that there's the both of them are in there, go get them now. Get them yesterday.
Do it now.
Also, the Gan EOS level 2 that just got buffed is in the DP store as well.
Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
I love the mistranslation names, by the way. The Dom Baldage, Balladge, and the Gan, GANN, the Gan EOS.
Oh yeah. 10 out of
I'll
10.
do it again.
Oh no, not again.
Woo. Woo.
Next clan match schedule.
I approve, Magnum.
Yeah. 500 5v5 Tropical Desert Ace match, and they've got it again showing 4 a.m. Pacific, but I'm pretty sure that's 5 a.m. Pacific. They just still haven't changed it. So that is on the 29th. So this Saturday, right? Or no, wait a minute. Is that's a Monday. It says
The clan
Saturday.
match sure is.
Yeah.
Yep.
It
It's
says
Monday.
It literally says
They-
Saturday here, and then it says
Yeah.
Monday on the other
I
thing.
had a whole exchange about this.
Okay, so yeah,
Good
so
old
it is Monday.
translations or whatever.
Yeah, so Monday, early in the morning,
English.
Monday.
English site still being a problem.
Monday, fun day, Monday.
Yes.
Monday. Brr, 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 brr.
And it's still the Dewas, which kind of interesting that they're still going with that. And
Yeah, you would have thought for the spring they would have had something else.
all participants are getting a white discharge A background.
A whole ass god. No.
I haven't looked yet. Is that actually the name of that?
Yeah, it's white discharge.
Oh man, I am a child.
Yes.
I mean, put it this way.
No,
This is
okay. Technically, it says discharge A white, but there might be a reason why it said white discharge. All
So it's
I'm
a new
saying.
type flash. That's pretty cool.
okay. I was also gonna say, like, this is the same group that's still using DP and CP as like denominations for certain things, even though
Oh,
they're still
Mhm.
borrowing those letters from another language. It's like you should probably be more aware of what that shit means.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It actually doesn't say discharge. It's misspelled. It's discard.
Discarge. Oh my god.
Anyway,
Scuffed.
moving on.
Just scuffed.
Moving on. That's the clan stuff. Good luck.
Holy shit.
Good luck in the clan matches. I believe.
Yep, get your white discharge. Yep,
Yeah,
new type flash.
all participants get white discharge.
I'm sorry, we are a
Everybody
professional
catching it.
podcast.
Okay,
very professional podcast here.
I see nothing wrong. We're just reading off
I'll
what
be
everybody's getting.
professional when we actually get a fucking like monetary partner.
There we go.
I'll be there.
Yes.
Pretty much. So then they had some fixes. So here they are on screen. I hope that actually is readable on the actual thing. But if not, the one that's kind of funny is the Virulent got, for some reason, increased defense when it was turning in the air while not moving, when it was flying, for some reason.
Oh, so it's getting the space buff.
Yeah, it was like getting the space buff for only defense, though,
That's interesting.
when rotating.
I should
Also,
give it that all the time as an apology.
right.
I sure should.
Also, they fixed another Arctic base thing where you would try to attack somebody and then you just stab the ground or something when you're near the center. So, and then apparently there's some base camp thing with PS5. Okay,
Oh
so
no.
that is the rest of the patch notes. Now we got a long list of buffs. Actually, it's not that long, but mainly it's going to be looking back at the raid stuff. And let's go ahead and change that over. And we actually got a nerf. So me putting buffs / nerfs actually makes sense for once.
Yes.
Okay, so buffs and nerfs. Quickly looking at last month's, they actually have a paragraph here talking about a change we'll talk about here in a second. I'm pretty sure nothing was out of, you know, not as expected. So real quick, generals were Zaku 2 Kai got a buff. The Fritz Helm got a buff. Also, if either of you had played any of these, let me know. Fritz Helm felt pretty good, and so did the Zaku 2 Kai. I liked them both. I actually think I'm going to start using the Fritz Helm at 300 now for general, maybe. That double dodge roll is very nice on that thing.
Oh yeah. It's a nice thing to remember that I have. I mean, I always liked the Fritz helm before that, but like that's pretty cool. Sad that on top of everything else.
It doesn't have as good of a combo as like the Goof VD, but it definitely has a lot more tank, and it's a bit more sturdy. And having 2 dodge rolls is kind of crazy because of that. But next on the list is the Slave Wraith. Apparently, its win rate went up significantly, but I don't know how. But I guess the fake beacon is working or something.
Maybe.
Who knows? But kind of interesting on those numbers. Dija SER was another one. Definitely was nice getting that offensive system. Zeku Irons went up a little bit. Cool. That was type 3, by the way. Raid stuff, GM Night Seeker 2 got buffed. Hyaku Shiki actually got a big buff, and all of it win rate went up significantly. So I forgot that even happened. Someone was saying in my chat yesterday that Hyaku Shiki got to be OP today. And I was like, I mean, it probably needs another buff, but I forgot about this one. So it's already there.
But it did.
Dwaj
Yeah,
got
they
a
like
buff.
slipped it in when they were like doing the whole. We got 2 iconic suits. One of them's getting a buff.
Right, yeah. Goof Custom, like the levels 1, 2, and 3 got a bunch of buffs. Looks like their win rates went up, especially level 3, going up to 50, almost 53% win rate from 47. And the Zaku half cannon feels great. Somehow the damage went down though from all the people playing it. Probably because you got to get really used to swapping between those weapons and knowing that your missiles are direct and then your big gun is only from the left, so you got to angle it a bit, and then you got to, yeah. So like it's got some problems getting used to, but I figure that's
it's a
why it's,
walking mini game trying to figure out all that shit.
yeah. So once you
Yeah.
get used to your weapon
I'm still trying to
swaps,
get the heat rod downswing right on the half cannon myself.
but anyway, the that's pretty much last month's. So pretty much all expected. But if any of those catches anybody's eye, I would suggest checking them out. They're definitely feeling better. Moving on though. So they had a little extra note here, and I'm blaming the goof for this. Um,
Speaking of heat rod downswings,
yeah.
Oh no.
Good segue. So they're now taking data from A to S minus rather than from B to S minus, because essentially they're finding that, and again, the reason why I use the goof as an example, at higher play when they buff certain things, it seems to be actually helping, whereas for the goof, apparently a lot of people at lower rating would downswing and just use the heat rod, and that was it,
Mhm.
and then they would just die. Whereas like then they took, I think they said A plus. I'm gonna say A plus and up, and the win rate was actually going up, and the damage was going up for the goof, just the regular goof at that point. So they're gonna start taking it from a higher rated pool, but if they feel like they need to adjust it back down, they will. So I mean that's mainly it. They kind of just go. There's a big thing saying reasons for the change, but I'll try to read some of it quick. We believe that this will improve the accuracy of adjustments and enable us to determine priorities more in line with the current environment. In the past, the results of the higher rates were only for reference only, because the data accuracy was low due to the lack of reference pilots. However, since the launch of essentially S minus, everybody's kind of moved up, is kind of what they're saying. So there's
Mhm.
actually a bigger data set. Um, Using rating A minus, but in consideration of the decrease in reliability of the data due to the decrease in number of samples, we decided to use A minus. Oh wait, they're doing A minus to S
Mhm.
minus. Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Okay, so they were going to use. Okay, okay, cool. Sorry, I missed the minus there on that one. Oops. But yeah, that's kind of interesting. I think we actually even mentioned that they probably should do this, and like since they put in S minus. Didn't we talk about that?
I think we hinted at it. We made like a comment about balancing, and we're kind of like wondering what the average rating of the development team was or something. And we may have mentioned something like that before.
But anyway, so general suits. Dovin Wolf got a nerf. They removed damage control. Honestly, I played it.
It's
I
just
didn't.
on the level 1, by the way.
Hmm.
The level 2 still has damage control. It's just the
Yeah.
level 1 that lost it.
Oh really?
Actually, shit,
Okay.
I can't even
Mhm.
look.
They don't actually. I was like, I don't see it here, but then
Yeah,
I
it's still
started
here.
reading here. At level 1 were victory ratios at level 1 were higher than expected.
Yeah,
So they're
because
yeah.
there's just not enough at that cost that like
So
can
they're
do
not
the
being.
output before it just barfs their health away.
Yeah, at level 1 the thing's gross at 600. Honestly though, I played it at 600 today. I didn't feel a difference.
Yeah, you're not an unstoppable god. Die.
I
Stun.
mean, it still feels about the same, or get
No,
beamed by
really?
Emblem
It still
500
feels really
times.
weird just because like 600, and maybe it's just because I'm so used to, especially on Ginny, I only have like nothing but supports, but like C1, I see one of those like, ooh, thank you. Thank you for the free
Oh, yeah.
damage.
Yeah, I had to send hate mail to myself because the support was not taking the generals. There was Emblem, just beaming me to death with the
Mm.
Dovin Wolf, and so I was like, "Come on, support, do your job!" Like I was over here like yelling at myself.
Why you no do? Oh
Oh,
wait,
wait,
that's me.
that's me.
Oh wait,
Yeah.
that's yeah, right.
You look down at your name tag. Fuck.
Oh shit.
It's our support. Damn. Very
Take the
good. I like
generals.
that.
Oh damn it.
Ah, let me pew pew harder
But
then.
yeah, so
Sorry.
I played today though. I couldn't feel the difference from damage control, pretty much because anything that like what I said, damage control one, it's cool when it happens, and it works out. But like, if anything is going to actually try to break your maneuver armor like that, or sorry, I said maneuver armor, you're going to break your damage control stagger ratio, then they're going to do it. Like they're firing at you with something that will do it. It might take one more
Mhm.
bullet or two more bullets from whatever they're probably hitting you with, but that's going to be their
Yeah.
intent when they're approaching you like that. So
Your big ass suit with no shield. You are a broadside of a barn. People are gonna hit you with consecutive shit all the time because they just want you dead.
yeah. So as far as the stagger build up though, level 1 doesn't really give you the 30% or whatever isn't enough to really
Mhm.
change. Like if I'm going to hit it with
Yeah.
something that's going to actually give it a actually stagger it, it's probably going to happen anyway if it had it or not. So
It feels more like it's based off like pilot inclination, right? Like having that extra buffer means that you should be able to at least like grit your teeth and get an extra shot in there to stop the consecutive hits. Throw stuff downrange that kind of interrupts it. I think that was supposed to be the intent, that you could kind of like cycle through your stuff a little bit easier. And once you actually have that volume of fire, it shouldn't be a problem. As to where now you might get interrupted a little bit more, and then you just bump up 50 and you have it again. So whatever.
I mean
But
that's
I
what
always felt like this thing's problem was its size and how quickly it gets melted by supports. So that really doesn't change anything in that regard.
and that's kind of what they point out in their description there. And like my problem with that though is yes, you're getting continuously attacked by this thing if you're like another general or a raid or even a support. But the thing is, if they hit you with about the only weapon that this really helps is the incom lock on if you wanted to
Mm,
initiate with that. But then you could just poke around a corner because the whole lock on thing, you can always cheese it from like a mile away
yeah.
kind of deal.
That's like
And
your lead in into like gut shotty or like one of your rifles if you're low on anything else.
yeah, so overall, if you're already getting hit and just continuously attacked by this thing, you're probably still getting hit and continuously attacked because that's every other weapon is just like, okay, now I'm going to shotgun you with a laser. There you go. Now take the big beam. Here's a melee because it has
Mhm.
balancer for some reason.
And if you try to tank through the stun because you have a weapon ready, get ready to get barfed on by missiles
Yeah.
or
So
get the shotgun beam or whatever.
I feel like it's just everything. The damage on it is just so pushed at 600 that it's that's more of its problem, not having damage control.
Mm.
I feel like
I do think this makes it more manageable for other generals, though. Like Zeta gets a better matchup against it. Like Trishan players have
oh
been
Bullying this
twirling their
thing.
mustaches, waiting for this moment their entire lives.
okay, yeah, that's true. That's true. I'll give you that
My
one.
time has come.
I can
What
finally
about
do
the
my
Already,
big counseling and mean it.
what about the Zeta? Could it not stagger it with its missiles before though?
uh,
If not
it's
missiles, then the
it's three missiles at
transformation, I guess?
35, right?
Hmm.
Um, I'm not
Yeah,
100%. It
that would
might
be
have been able
enough.
to. Let
Yeah,
me
that would have
look.
been enough. Yeah,
And if not, you
It's
just throw in a
130.
rifle shot and then
because that would be 140. So like that was my thing. Like anytime I was going to like if I was in the C1, I could just shoot it with the continuous shots and stagger it that way, or just hit it with
heavy
the
stagger charge.
heavy stagger charge to normal stagger it. So it was I don't know. It feels the same in the support side of things. Even as an MLRS, I didn't really feel the like Vulcans getting
Yeah.
that
I mean,
much of a
people are
hit
still gonna
reduction.
stand it. You're gonna be annoyed at how much it's doing when you feel like you should have it down. So, nothing's gonna change in that
Okay,
regard
it's
either.
4. Okay, that
But
makes more
see,
sense. I was like, it's not 140, but it has 4 missiles. My bad. Keep going.
my issue though is where it says rival wins and the damage. That's more of my problem. Because win rate, that could be,
Damn.
sometimes could mean something, but at the same time, rival win rate 57%.
Mhm.
And normally what you're doing when you're winning rival wins is getting kills, doing damage, right? So,
I thought it was assist and pursuit
well, I
assist.
mean,
That's
and
how
then you
I
can
always lose to my rifle.
well, and since this thing can barf out damage everywhere, then you're also like if you hit the giant beam, anybody you hit with your charge beam is essentially going to be an assist score for you whenever they
Mhm.
finally go down. So, I mean, you've got all the things you need to just decimate a rival with this thing. And just looking at the damage number average, 76,000 to 62,000, and you see it goes down at level 2 because it's having a harder time with everything else that just has more damage because the damage average goes up to 67. I think that's kind of more of the problem than it just having, the win rate and them nerfing a defense that I feel already like the problem is there's a lot of things that break uh, stagger build up at 650 now, whereas there's not as much at 600. But like you guys said, the Tristan now might be like the bane of this thing's existence. That'd be kind of interesting if we now start seeing a Tristan on every team. Because like in 600, I always see if you don't have a Dovin Wolf and you don't have like a Dryson, then people rage.
Yeah, like, what do you do with your life? I want to win.
Yeah, as long as there's one Dovin and one Dryson, everybody's content with everything else, and maybe a Zeta. You might have to have a Zeta. Some people freak out if there's not one Zeta at least.
Which is kind of weird. I get it, and I feel like it should have more like precedence, but even so, like there are other things that can do what it does, or that don't really need to do what it does and still are effective.
Honestly, I didn't know that it was a level 2 priority either. But anyway.
Yeah, that's always the rep. I always make fun of it for that because like Mark III is still outclassedness whenever it actually has to go up, reach or not.
Yeah, every time I go up to attack Emblem, he was just like, "Haha, priority." I'm like, "This doesn't compute. This thing's melee has always been the bane of my
Like,
existence."
what do you mean?
There was a lot of instances of like, look at this Zeta Gundam trying to flex on my priority 3.
It was like in my brain, Zeta has always had level 3, and then I just got it yesterday, and it just crushed my dreams a little bit.
It just
That's okay,
punches
just
in with like
lean
a
on the long
gunshot
saber.
noise. You're like, oh well.
You don't need priority 3 and you have the longest beam saber in
Yeah,
the
right.
planet next to the double Zeta, but no one plays that suit.
But anyway, moving on though, because we still got quite a few things. GPO3
This is
statement.
taking so long.
Yes. Uh, both of its damage numbers got increased, so 30 and 30 now across the board for its range damage increase and melee modifier. There we go. That's the word I'm looking for. Thrusters was increased to 70. Left, right, and back movement was increased. So good quality of life there. They increased the damage on the downswing. Do you have that number, Emblem?
Pulling up now.
Okay. And then the Stamen beam rifle, 300 increased flat damage from 1200 to 1500. That's a pretty big deal, especially because they also buffed its just natural range damage. Overall, though, at its base cost, 46% win rate, 47 at level 2, and 46 at level 3. Kind of feels bad for the once king of generals.
Just trying to get it back. For a bit more context on the changes, so across the levels, at level 2 for the shooting increase, it's 29 to 33. Level 3 is 31 to 35. Melee is at level 2, 31 to 35. Level 3 goes from 34 to 40. The downswing modifier increased by 10%, so it used to be 130, now it is 140. So it used to be base, and now you get a little damage bonus. And it looks like it's just a clean increase. So the beam rifle power is 15 at level 1, 16 at level 2, and 17 at level 3. 100.
Pretty nice, especially with how fast you can fire that. Good.
Mm.
So that's pretty hype. I wonder if this will actually bring it. Like, I feel like it's just a race between the GPO1 and the GPO3 now. They're just kind of going to go back and forth. Like, okay, we buffed the GPO1 5 times. Oh, well, now we got to catch up the 03. Now we got to put the 01 back ahead. But do you think the 01 is falling behind at all?
I mean, people
Nah,
really don't even let you play it anymore or
it's
at
super
all.
sweaty. So I mean, the people that are doing it are pissing people off still.
I like it. It's I don't know. I like the downswing, how quick it it takes to actually knock somebody down. But I mean,
I
if I
feel you
had a
there.
Dryson, I'd just play that because it's
Right.
doing the
You can
same
literally just
job.
do it out of a neutral
Yeah,
with less risk of countering.
yeah. Because also the hitbox on that neutral swing is just gross. Like I was like, oh, I missed. Oh, I knocked down 3 people. Okay,
Huh,
I don't
well,
know how
damn.
that works, but sure. Dryson OP.
It's bad 2 of them were your teammates, right?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That too. Um, but anyway, so curious to see what is going to come of the Stamen. Zaku 3. I was saying it needed a buff, and man, looking at those win rates, yes, it does. 38% rival win, 36 at level 2, 44 at win rate, and 43 at level 2. The interesting thing though is level 2 got an HP increase, but the level 1 did not. Level 2 got a melee damage increase, but the level 1 did not. But they both got a um, live ammo resist increased by 5. Beam resist also went up by 5. So 20 on the level 1 for both of those. They increased the accumulated stagger value for the head beam cannon. I don't know if you have that one up, Emblem. And then the torso beam launcher
10%,
times
it's
2.
35 per shot now.
Okay, that's kind of nice. How many shots can you get off?
Shit, hard questions. Well, let's go back up. It's translating the page as I scroll, so I'm like teleporting. Like I find it and then it translates and
Oh
I
yeah, I hate
get
when that
jumped
happens.
up. Here it is. 7 shots.
7 shots. Okay. Yeah, that's actually pretty good then. Power increased from 1400 to 1500 with the torso beam launcher times 2. That also goes up to other levels. Heat rate has been changed to 90% and reduce the time spent after using the weapon, so less commit stance. Always a good thing. That literally, doing that for the Dom multi-gun was a literal game changer. Like, it took it from, yeah, this is kind of okay if you want to play it, to top tier. In just that one little buff that they did. Quality of life could be a big deal. Next, Gustav, I know you're happy about this one. The Virulent got a pretty big buff. Sadly, level 2 got 2 of those only, which is the HP went up by 1,000, so 1,800 now, or 18,000.
Mhm.
And then the 2 times Beam Saber got an 85 damage increase, giving it 2,500. So you're now Mark II damage status. Only
Yeah.
those times 2. So that's actually that could be kind of insane. Depending on the modifiers.
Yeah, Berserk puts it pretty well. Like, the buffs are very general and cover all. Nothing is special or focused. Can definitely feel that's for sure. As
Spec-
JP comments that it's not damage control, but I'll take it in terms of like the stuff that they've been doing with it.
is the special shoulder 30%? Is that one?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Mhm.
that's the same thing the QBL used to have. Thruster increased
Keep it
to
back.
65. I mean, I think I said the shoulder buffer should go up by 1 at least because of how
Yeah.
wide the thing
Like,
is.
if that's gonna be all they're gonna put on it, just buff it. If you're gonna buff anything, do it across it.
Heat rate for its main gun went down to 12% from 15, and the normal just single beam saber got a 100 damage increase at all levels, and they reduced the time to switch to it. Was that pretty significant at all, Philip?
Hold on a second. Sorry. I can pull it up. The B Ron. See what's Brian's changes.
Good.
It's half a second now.
Okay. Also, another one not surprising, really, is as cool as it is, and it looks fun to play. Damage was pretty low, 38% win rate against rivals at level 2, 41 at level 1. Bit better than the Zaku 3. Win rate was 45 at level 1 and 43 at level 2. Now this one I know is going to make a lot of people happy, and the both suits got the buff for the Fedayeen rifle. getting a buff as well. Now it's 0.8 seconds to fire in between cooldown from 1 second for that rifle. So I'll go ahead and cover that one now. And then the Gapthly got increased health, so 1900, and that goes across all levels, and has a speed from 120 to 130. So you're kind of surprised that it was that slow. The transformed version got a buff 50% heat rate and the same cooldown time for the transformed rifle shot. And the mega particle cannons now actually have 95% heat rate so that you can shoot and transform. Then when you transform back, they're still not on cooldown, so you can actually shoot again, and then you're probably going to overheat then. Or maybe not. Hammurabi also, okay, so now we're in the raids. Hammurabi getting a buff too, so the same buff with the rifle, as it's
Yeah,
on
needed
both
it.
of them. 1000 health at all levels. Yes, please. Thank you. Level 2 Beam Saber got a 80 damage buff, and the Sea Serpent 1 second reduced cooldown. Does the Marasai have that? Or are they just doing it for the Hammurabi?
It's
For
Hammurabi
which one?
really
The Sea
good.
Serpent?
Yeah. I'm actually
I
gonna
mean, it's a
check.
secondary, so it wouldn't be the same for the Marsai.
Yeah, I'm just wondering what the time is on the Marasai.
Oh, I gotcha.
Oh no, it's still, yeah, it's 6 seconds. I wonder if they're gonna ever change that on the Marasai too. But
You were saying they buffed the fading again?
yeah,
Yeah.
Where did they do it?
yeah, right
I don't
here.
remember seeing that.
Fitting rifle, weapon performance, cool time reduced from 1.0 to 0.8 seconds.
Are you talking about when it's transformed?
No, like right here, I've got it up. It's literally weapon related, just down at the bottom under supports.
Oh, it's at the bottom. Okay. Okay. I didn't get that far. Cool. Okay.
And
I shoot
then
it faster. That's pretty relevant.
nothing extra in the transform stuff for that one, but definitely really cool to see buffs to both of those. I've been trying to
Hmm.
play some Hammurabi, and I'm just like, ow, everything hurts. Get this Dovid Wolf away from me, please. Actually, that's one that you'll actually be able to kind of. There's a good
Opposed to
example.
Dovin now. Yeah, the
Yeah,
consecutive shots.
because you can actually shoot that faster too. That's interesting.
Yeah, you don't have to rush it down if you're Sea Serpent anymore.
Yeah, you
Okay.
can pew at it from range and then just get your looks in afterwards.
Yeah, pew at it from range and then follow up with the Sea Serpent. That's actually a pretty good combo. Now I like it.
Hmm.
Moving on to the
You'll
supports.
probably kill the Dovin too.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like that actually is kind of scary now. Hmm. Hmm. Ooh.
Definitely need a health though. Like the Hammurabi was just like free damage. You just saw it flying around. I was like, as a general, like, oh, piece of candy. Pow, 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 and
Oh yeah, for
just
real though.
shoot it out of the air. It was like freaking crap shooting, man. It was terrible.
I will say I was scared of the Dovin when I was playing the Rick Diaz 2, but now I can just Vulcan stagger that thing really easily. Ooh, piece of candy. Okay, anyway. Full armor 7th is the last, or the only, rather, support that's getting any changes this time around. And sadly, it's only level 2 and up, where it has a 0.1 below the average win rate. Yeah, I still feel like the level 1 needs a buff, but here we go. They're buffing the beam rifle at level 2 and up, giving it 75 damage and increasing the focus fire damage. I don't know if you've got that number, but then the arm grenade launcher also got 75 damage per shot, and that goes up as well for level 2 and 3. And then we'll talk about the raid stuff,
Loading.
and then we can do new suit and wrap up there.
So looks like it increased. So the power used to be 2520 for full charge, and now it went up by 120, so it's 2640 at level 2.
Not bad.
and it's actually 2640 base at level 3, and it's now at 2880 at level 2.
Very good. Okay, cool. Okay, so now the raid changes. So, thruster consumption for going into high speed movement now instead of 20% is now going to be 15, and then for transforming 25 to 20. Um, so pretty much the idea is you can get more out of your force injector, you can get more out of maneuver armor because of this, and yeah, let's go ahead and show the video here of that one. But what do you guys think about that? Have you felt the difference, Emblem? I know I have. Like I've
With the
definitely
fading,
no with the boost, the raid changes.
I noticed it when we were playing those
Oh
science
wait, this is the wrong
matches
one.
last night. So I think that's a pretty big deal. I mean, with the boost parts, you're like fighting for, you know, I think the level 3 is 7 and like level 2 is 5. So, and those are pretty good parts. So just essentially getting that for free in the form of like a discount when you use a boost, it's essentially like giving you 5 extra boosts to play with.
Yeah.
Um So it's definitely significant for sure, but you can already kind of feel just moving around that you have more time while boosting. So it's really nice in my opinion.
Before we talk about the we'll do the assault booster last. What do you think of maneuver
Mm.
armor 2 now? Ah, man, that is pretty tasty. I'm just saying.
It's good.
It gives you a
Like
pretty good way to approach.
yeah, I've kind of mentioned in the past that like it's still a bit too easy for like to break raids out of their approach by any of the classes, and 30 30 might be a bit too strong. What to see, but when you have like it was cool, like level 2 kind of reduced it some, and then you took less damage, but I don't know. Beforehand, especially with like high stagger builds, I don't know if anything's ever gonna like help you out against a shotgun per se, but
Oh yeah. That's good luck with that.
I think it was definitely yeah, I think it was definitely needed. Um raids like can one combo supports and all that jazz. But I don't know. Getting there is generally always kind of half the battle. So anything that kind of helps you in that regard, especially reducing the amount of stagger buildup you have, is definitely a big step in the right direction. Um, and this will be one of those changes I think where if you're already like if you're it's kind of like when they change, well, kinda when they change space, the sweaty space players are all upset. But if you're already like a super really good raid player, this is one of the things that just like definitely is going to push the top end. And for like the more normal players, it's probably going to make raid actually like more of a playable option for
Like
them.
tolerable, yeah.
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 Which is good, right? Because
Mhm.
even before this, like there are a lot of compositions in pubs where people were just completely foregoing raids. And I don't know how much that's gonna change, but there may be some more people that are at least inclined to give it a shot. You know,
Sure,
that's
sure.
that's the only thing we can kind of cross our fingers for when it comes to this sticking. I don't think it's gonna be consistent. I think especially if there's a lot more people trying to be bold and going out and raids to test out the new stuff, they're gonna get focused a lot. And I hope that doesn't discourage them in the long run, but we'll just have to see.
Yeah. And just with this alone, like, do I think this is enough to make it to where like raids feel more viable at 650? Probably not. Um, damage is just if things are too bursty, and then I don't think the problem with the raid class at the high cost is kind of like what Magnum was talking about with the Dovin Wolf stagger value thing, and he thinks the problem isn't so much that the stagger value is lower, and it's more of just a damage output. Like
Yeah.
the damage output's the problem at the higher cost. Like cool, you have less buildup, but everything is still going to melt you. And since the damage offset isn't in effect yet, we can't really talk like it's a thing that exists. So
Mhm.
raids are probably still going to have a issue at 650.
Well, that's like the bowl of oats game I was talking about, right? I was still getting
Mm,
melted on my approach, even though
right.
I they couldn't stagger me while I was boosting at them. There was
Mhm.
like nothing they could do. But by the time I got to them, if there was like two guys trying to attack me, I was like half health or less. So it was kind of awkward sometimes. But yeah, that definitely. I will say everything feels better though. Quality of life is definitely a big deal.
Hmm.
Getting to boost so many times is kind of ridiculous. I did a thing where I
Oh, for
boosted
sure.
in the air using like all the reductions that certain suits have. So I could do like circles for days because you get like the 50% reduced, then you get the normal just thruster reduced, and then if you have force injector 2 and all that stacks, you're just like,
Mm,
look at me, I could do circles in the air. Woo! Yeah, I mean, I don't know too many practical uses for that, but I mean, there's definitely some people that I see try to get creative and do some crazy
mm,
boosting stuff, and I think we'll see some cool raid play come out of that. But yeah, it's the stagger accumulation on the maneuver armor though is definitely nice. You can actually approach a little bit more. I felt it as a raid approached me when I was playing something that I'm like, okay, I can stagger you real quick. Oh no, you have maneuver armor, don't you? My bad. Hang on, let me back up a little bit more. So it's gonna take getting some used to, and when like check your skills pretty much, or check the skills of
oh,
any
for
suit
sure.
you can find that is going to be your enemy. Check your enemy skills
Mhm.
Speaking
because
of check your skills, I think I said the increase was 30% on a stagger production, but it's actually 20.
oh
I was just
20,
thinking
yeah,
about it.
yeah.
Yeah, I think I said 30.
Um, but yeah, that's pretty nice. Now this next one, I like what they ended up doing with it. That's pretty cool. Um, so the assault booster, I thought we were just going to get assault booster level 1 and that was going to be it. But if they already had quick boost level 2 or quick boost level 3, it now is assault boost level 2 and 3. So 40% increase to the jump time, so you can get jumping faster, and the jump speed is increased by 30%. Level 2 goes 50% and 40. Level 3 goes 60% and 50. I don't know if you've tried some of the suits that have level 3, but man, is it crazy! You're just like, and you're just like, yeah.
To the moon.
The funny thing is, though, is one of the suits that has level 3 is the Goof flight type, and I'm just like, I could just fly up there though, but it's
That's
kind of
true.
funny. Like, but just to try it out, I was just like, "Woo!" It took way more boost than it would have to just fly up there myself, but it did it in literally just like no time at all, and it was actually pretty quick. I don't know if there would be a reason for me to do that ever, but pretty cool.
Cool that you can, right?
Yeah,
Just in case
Mm.
you're like super pushed and you just like don't want to risk the startup for your flight or whatever, but you still need to try to move some way.
this is really cool though that they gave this to all ground raids. So pretty much all the stealth suits that can really take advantage of this and sneak up on something that's on a building is
Pixie.
insane. Yeah. You got your first pixie buff in a while. Let's go. But the other thing that they didn't put in, and that's why I changed the topic to raid buffs here. What do you guys think about that new change? And I'll go ahead and quickly do my little problem that I have with it is if it goes through in the way that they were talking, depending on the actual percentage defense up, um, it's gonna kill all support comps. Like, not that that's actually a viable strat anyway.
Or that it's a bad thing in
It
general.
is definitely a meme, but every now and then you can meme and win with it. Now it's just dead if they put it in, and especially depending on the advantage number that the defense goes up. The question is though, is how much, and how are they going to stack it? So, for instance, just as an example, if it's kind of like the enhancement buff where you get 5% damage reduction from, say, generals if you're a raid, does it stack per general? So it'd be 5, 10, 15, and 20 if it was like an all team of generals and you're a raid player on the enemy team, or on your team and there's all generals on the enemy team. and it's a 6v6, or would it be like 5% and then each one would increase like 1%? So then it would be like 5, 6, 7, 8 kind of deal. The question is how are they going to actually implement that? And that's probably why it didn't go in, because they're probably going to have to play around and try to figure out what balance they want to do with that. But overall, I think it's pretty cool. I'm just well here. I'm curious what you guys think, and then I'm curious what this could mean for the meta, because I was kind of looking at some of the numbers and also their description. But what do you
Mhm.
guys think about that one? Whenever we get it.
Mm, I feel like it's a little bit of a reaction just to like high cost cons being very support heavy, if we're talking about that, but like otherwise, I don't know.
Well,
I
they're
I really would like us to do that science run again when it's actually relevant, just to see the
Sure.
hard numbers.
oh yeah, yeah. Whenever they put it in,
I'm
we
hoping to
we
give
definitely
those
will.
to us whenever they release it.
Yeah, hopefully it'll just be we don't have to test. But
I mean,
the
I had
other
to
thing,
guess if they put it in.
but the other thing in their message though, they said that the image of team comp should be 4 generals, 1 raid, and 1 support. That's what they imagined would be a proper team comp in this game. So
Yeah,
they're doing it because you're probably gonna have it 6v6, 4 generals, and then the support gets you know +2 to that whatever defense buff that is to go kill the support. So
right.
it's definitely mainly a raid thing, and I'm
Yeah,
curious
it's
though
definitely better for raids.
at to lessen that buff depending on how it stacks. I wonder if we're gonna start seeing 2 support comps become a thing now though, especially at
I mean, they already
6v6.
were because it's just one of the safer double ups to do in
Yeah.
six cops.
So like, I wonder if that's just going to be the new hard meta, though. Even though they were like they imagined it to be 1, 1, and 4.
Mm,
So, and then even at 5v5, though, I wonder if we're going to start seeing that, because the other thing that kind of got me like, is they said that they want the raid when approaching the support to have a question of, do you send one to maybe help, or do you break your front line to take care of the threat?
right.
Something
Everyone just
around that.
whips around and goes like ham.
Yeah, so they want that to be a decision to be made. And I'm like, okay, this sounds good in clan matches when there's actual teamwork going on.
Thinking
But
about that shit.
in rated random nonsense, this feels very terrifying, because that means if you're expecting at least 2 or 3 supports to go, or sorry, 3 generals to go save the support, it's hard enough sometimes to get 1 general to come help. So if your vision is like 2 to 3 generals turning around to help, so you're gonna buff the raid till that happens. That's kind of terrifying to me.
Mhm.
I don't know. I feel like that scenario is more consistent than you think. Like, unless the support's just doing some dumb off the wall stuff where, like, I don't know,
Like
you're
leading
on like,
himself into certain death.
or just posting up on their little spot that's 30 miles away from or 100 miles away from the team or something.
Mm,
Like, more often than not, at least in my experience as a raid, the support gets some kind of help whenever I try to fight them. Um, so I don't know. I don't I don't know if the we'll have to see. It's kind of hard to speculate. I'm my idea is kind of even like, unless it's just completely ridiculous. Um I think the defense increase for the raid will be definitely be relevant as the support player fighting the raid, because I mean it depends on which ones, but there are already a few things that the support does against you that doesn't do a ton of damage. Although I think if they implement it like
Well, I mean, it won't be a
you know,
defense against the support, though. Is that what you're saying?
well, if it's not that, then if they do it like
It'll only be
defense
against
against the
generals.
type, which would make more sense.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
only against the generals.
Um
If there's more
okay.
of a suit of that type that is your weakness, the way they worded it was very wordy, but essentially, whatever you have disadvantage to, if there's 3 or more, you start getting a buff. So 3, you get a buff. 4, it goes up a little more. 5, it goes up more. We don't know how much the numbers are,
Mm.
but yeah, that's how they're doing it. So as soon as there is 3 or more on the enemy team of whatever you have disadvantage against, you start getting a defense increase against that type.
So if it works where you're just getting a defense bonus against the general, like I don't know, I think it'd have to be pretty significant to make it to where like raids are just going to push supports out completely. Um, it a 2v1 is still like unless you're like literally taking half damage from everything or something like that, or some crazy numbers. Um, like they'd have to have some pretty big reductions, I think, to make it to where like it'd be relevant. I think at most this will probably make the raid matchup a little bit easier because you might maybe be able to have more HP when you're as you killed a support, so that when you like finish the support off and you pivot into that 1v1 against the general, you're potentially not already injured, because like probably what's happening during your initiate is you're rushing down to support, and like we'll just use the Jarja versus like an MLRS or something as an example. So you're rushing it down, like the MLRS is probably vulcaning you if it hasn't already fired a missile at you or something like that. um so you're taking damage from that. MLRS is stunned. Like one of the generals will probably notice, and they may take a pot shot at you, and let's say it hits. So you're just like their stuns down or whatever if they don't save it for while you're attacking, and you've taken a good bit of damage there, and that's probably like a decent amount. I would probably say like you with the general shot mixed in, you've probably lost about at least 30% of your HP by that point. Um, and then if you're uncontested, like you're comboing off on the MLRS, and let's say like Mark II starts vulcaning you or something as it approaches, and you kill the support, like you have like a decent amount of HP to fight against it, I guess. So having a little bit more in that case, like we'll say after everything's done, maybe you're at 30 if he doesn't goop you while you're comboing and try to pill you off. Um, but if he hits you at all, it's just a little bit rough. So I don't know. I think I think it'll kind of help you as long as you're consistent and you can finish your initial job, and then once you're in the fight, it just gives you better odds against the generals themselves. But it makes you a little less susceptible to pot shots. But you still have to worry about getting stunned. So I think the big issue will be stunning while you're comboing, and that's not really going away.
Yeah. I also I want to remember that they said either like you get in, kill the support, and then have a chance to get away.
Hmm.
Like was the idea for a lot of this. So like it's one of those things that's like it feels like they're gonna guarantee the I trade 1 for 1 at the very least is what they're trying to go
Mhm.
for. But if answered by multiple generals would be the thing to stop the 1 for 1 trade. And as
Yeah,
far as
like that's the whole point. Once you
like
see them rush forward.
and by the way, I feel slightly attacked, Gustav, with the going ham. I don't know what you're talking about. What was the meme? Like I'm in this picture and I don't like it or what?
I don't like it.
But yeah, no. But for real though, mine is the ham thing. Like I talk a lot about positioning as a support, and even then, like I feel lower rating, and this is kind of going to be one of the things here. Lower rating is definitely going to be a big complaint at people, and I don't even mean much lower. Like I mean even there's issues that happen in A plus and S minus games, but like um once you hit like A minus a little bit, there's going to be a big dip in literally you could have two generals looking at you and the raid is killing you, and then they turn around and go after the support or something.
Mhm.
So like I'm just
Yeah.
curious though, especially the lower rating you get, even past that, it just kind of gets worse because people just kind of don't use type advantage as much.
Because it's one of those things where it's just like they see that you're on, you got someone on you, and they're like, well, he's already dead and it can't hurt me, so I might as well not waste time. And then they're just gonna kill the thing that would have shot them from behind
Yeah.
if they actually did turn around to help you.
Well, and then they also see the low health target, and they're like, "Oh, piece of candy," right? So
Mhm.
the thing is like I wonder if this is gonna make just people hate playing support because I still see a lot of comments on just about everything that like playing support sucks. You just get one shot by the raid, and I'm just like,
Which is really
Playing raid
funny because I
sucks.
feel like
get
Gets
good
most
at
gang
people
banged by all the generals.
yeah,
most
I
people
know
who
that's
are
the funny
new or
part.
people who can't like commit to either like being a very sweaty general or raid just go support because it's safer.
Well, the thing is too, a lot of times it's like if you're standing back or whatever, and the raid gets on you, yeah, you're dead. There's no general making it to you. That's one
Mhm.
example Emblem gave. And the other one though, it is when literally it's like, "Yo, I'm right here next to you, General. Just literally 2 steps. Hit this guy. I could live. Please help, save me. Tascate." You know, like
Well,
help.
just fucking sneeze out of place.
But yeah, um, anyway, so that's kind of my concern is how it's going to be received on the lower end. But honestly, with the team stuff though, like clan matches, I'm like all for this. I'm like, yeah, let's go. This actually is kind of cool.
Mm.
It's giving more mechanics and stuff for that. And again, it kind of comes to that: are they trying to make a very competitive game? Technically, a pretty good change, I think. But for the casual player and stuff, I feel like
Mm.
casual player supports are gonna feel
They'll either not notice it or absolutely hate it.
yeah. Because this kind of reminds me of when the Efreet DS came out. Like the Efreet DS was like one of the most complained about suits I think in the game, as far as
Oh
just
god,
like
yeah. Like
hearing.
as much as we donk on the Mark II, like the DS, it still has that shit going on with it, even with some of the buffs, nerfs, and like suits around it.
Yeah, like
Every once in a while, you'll get a good that fucking DS got me a gun.
so mainly because it just had a shotgun and it was like could actually fight back against just about anything that
Yeah,
was in front of it.
shotgun, temporary stealth, and instant knockdown. What more do
Yeah.
you want?
So and then so it could get on the support and just okay, you're dead. Okay, now I'm gonna stealth up and shoot and run away from this general. Aha. Or kill the general, depending on what it was.
Bring it
But
back.
please no. But that's kind of what a lot of these buffs kind of reminded me of, and I'm just like, hmm. And I'm curious how far they're gonna take it. Again, like if it's a little bit and it feels pretty good, then cool. Like I definitely think they need it. But the thing is, I'm just afraid with their comment of needing multiple generals to stop a raid from killing a support. And I'm just like, it still sounds like I die even if they all help.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, I don't like this. Like, oh yeah, you're the support. You're dead anyway, but they can also get a kill as well.
Mhm.
Wait a minute.
Like it's just more incentive to focus if that's something that people are like actively aware of.
Yeah, so we'll see. But anyway, anything else on the raid buffs topic? If not, let's get through some um new suit speculation and do some shoutouts.
It's in a complete overhaul. Let's see how the rest of it is.
Supports are gonna be fine.
Says the raid main.
Supports are gonna be fine. Like as the raid main, I would be happy as like yes, no, no one's gonna play supports again because I'm gonna dominate them. But like literally, me getting the benefit and as the raid main, supports are gonna be fine.
Okay, I'm
Um,
gonna take my like
I
It's like
500.
we had the jaded raid main and the fearful support main. Trying to
Okay,
argue back and forth about
yeah,
what's
yeah, right.
happening here.
Gustav, what is the what is your? We have too much bias over here on this side of
No
the
one's
podcast.
gonna notice, and it's just gonna be you guys. It'll be fine.
But yeah,
We'll have like one or two
it's
Emblem.
like
dudes
I'm
in
in
Twitter.
Gustav's camp. No one's gonna notice. You're still gonna
Yeah,
like get
Yeah, right.
slapped.
you're still gonna get spanked, and there's gonna be like one or two guys that get sweaty and mad about it on Twitter, and people are gonna be either like, "Yeah, totally," or "What the hell are you
Get good
talking
at
about?"
positioning.
Yeah, you fucking suck
Yeah, pretty
just because
much.
you're bad.
Yeah, damn, the Mark II downswing doesn't do 2,500 damage now. It's I don't know, 2,100 now. Like my legs.
oh no.
My legs, my latency, my priority.
Oh, by the way, Emblem, just on a side note,
Mhm.
I mean, you can always decline, but how many supports do you want to play? I
Oh
got,
no.
I
Look,
got a few
support
channel
players will
points.
be fine. I didn't say I would be if I played a support, okay? Like
Yeah.
I
See,
die
see,
I
hang on
died
a
to
second.
everything because I'm bad at supports. Like
There needs to just be a donation goal for him to have a support only session. I think that's what Emblem might be trying
I
to
will
get at.
spend every one of my points that I currently have if you
Nah, because
I'll be
you know
on to
what?
you guys.
Real talk, if that's the case, if I was him, I would just say turn it down and like, you got one. That's it. You're gonna try
oof.
to clown around, and then like the rest, you're gonna
Yeah,
have to spend money for.
we're gonna have 3 categories. Raid selection, raid MS picks are gonna be 100 channel points. Generals will be 2,000, and
Yeah.
each support pick will be 50,000 channel points.
Okay, I can at least do about 20. Let's go. Something like that. No,
Magnum was on
not
the
that much.
1 million grind.
Yeah. I'm getting there. Twitch is a perfectly balanced game with no exploit. 15.
God damn.
Yes, we're around 15. I can get you 15 times. Let's go.
Ugh.
But anyway, I new suit stuff. Let's next up. What do we think? All I'm gonna say is I'm gonna say Gyaradoga is gonna be way better than the Jigen somehow.
Super pushed.
Yeah, for some reason.
That or
That's
it's
on
just gonna be
point.
favored more. Like even if it's kind of like underwhelming or whatever, it's just they're gonna push it really hard.
I guess another question is, do we think we're gonna even get any more Stars counterattack stuff till either right
Probably not
before
until Golden
anniversary
Week, I
or
want to say.
anniversary?
Maybe one for Golden Week, right?
Yeah, I'd say
I
the
could see that.
Gyaradoga is Golden Week. That's my new guess for Golden Week is Gyaradoga, and then
Yeah,
like
because it's not big, but it's something people want.
yeah, and then the new on anniversary, and then going into Stars counterattack on anniversary. That's kind of my guess. Other than that, they pretty much said that they were doing this, and there's going to be a lot in between that and anniversary. Essentially, I can't remember if they actually said anniversary in the post, but that's essentially what they hinted at. Was like we're
Mhm.
gonna do 1 year war and everything else in between randomly
Which is fair.
until Char's counterattack. Which I
It
mean,
felt like just reassurance that they weren't gonna like completely move forward and just like not do anything with the old shit that's not in yet.
yeah. I mean, that's my guess. You know what? I'll get on that. I want to see a Hazel next week. I'll get on that too. That, so there's mine. What do you guys got?
Hmm. Moon Gundam.
Moon Gundam. Moon.
The moon.
Like, I mean, that's kind of the interesting thing is that like it's nice that we're having all these different events and that they're just trying to redo some of the ones that they were filling in that space with last year. That they didn't just suddenly like decide, nah, we're done with all that. So, but it also kind of brings the issue of like how much are they gonna have to stretch this out before they hit anniversary where like the really big shit starts to drop. So I think that's why they were trying to reassure people like, oh yeah, 1 year war and all this other stuff's gonna get filled out in the meantime.
Yeah.
Just to kind of bulk that out. Which
Moon
is
Gundam.
fine.
Well, yeah, sure, whatever.
I just hope we start getting some Jagan variants. I think that and anything with the Gyaradoga would be easy picks at this point.
What if a variant was the anniversary, like mission thing? Probably.
Limited, yeah, I could see
Yeah.
that.
Kind of cool. At this point, though,
It'll
I'm
be
just
the Jigen normal type for the anniversary.
there. You go. Like my problem at this point, we've already. I know I've pretty much been just falling back on this because I have no idea. But man, like, who knows what's coming out?
Yeah, this is another bold defiance of the leak list at this point.
Yeah, like we're already way past the leak list, and it's like, when are those
But
showing up?
The Jigen was part of that.
Was it?
Was it one of the ones that was like
Is this
written
the?
but didn't have like the
No,
picture
I'm
with
pretty
it?
sure it was in the pictures.
I don't think I
No.
saw the model. I know
It was the Dogo was, but not the Jigen.
yeah.
Maybe I was thinking of that one. I know that is some Char Scanner tech suit. Let me
Mm.
check the stuff. I could have swore Jigen came up somewhere though.
Yeah, the one you
Yeah, that's why I figured it was the one where they just like wrote it in or whatever.
the picture you linked in
The
the chat, I
text-based
don't
one.
see the picture. Also
I don't know,
scrolling up
maybe
to
not.
find
Okay.
this. Also scrolling up to find this. It's kind of funny, all the Tinder pictures.
Oh my god.
Man, Gustav, why are you posting all these Tinder pictures?
Oh yeah,
Calling the
that's right. The Gaza
police.
D was one of those too. When are we getting that?
Okay, I
It's
was probably thinking
weird
of
too,
the
because like it's
Hero.
not even a limited one. So is it actually gonna get its own banner, or are we talking like clan match suit for that?
Maybe. I feel like that
Mm,
one GM thing is going to be a clan match suit. I feel like that's like the next one, just because it seems simple enough that they either need to
the
do a shadow thing or
dominance or whatever.
yeah, that whatever that is. Kind of terrified of the like a free custom Hell Rider thing.
It's gonna be cool.
Oh my
It better be
gosh,
cool.
that's going to be terrifying.
After all this build up and the fact that they didn't make that a dual banner with the fucking dual hand, that better have some
Right?
hot shit if they're gonna release it by itself.
For real though, right?
Like that's pretty fucking bold that they actually do that as a solo drop.
It'll have the half ASIS system where it
That
gets a
basis.
turns. It only gets a turn speed
It
boost.
gets
And it's
walk
30
speed
seconds.
boost.
Oh yeah, there you
Oh my
go.
gosh.
It lasts 15 seconds and it breaks all your parts afterwards.
Oh, my ankles.
By the way
And
though,
your suits are like, my back. What?
um the what is it? Oh, I just had it. Oh yeah, the graphics card. It's spelled AORUS. So I was like, I thought it was
Mhm.
close to the same. I was like, wait a minute. Yeah, I finally found that earlier. But but yeah. Anything else for suit guesses or new suit speculation? Any hot
Uh,
takes or anything spicy?
it'd be kind of cool if like I think they said they're gonna do other stuff, but I think if they just wanted to do a bunch of Jigen like variants, that'd be pretty cool. Like I was talking about the Type B or whatever it was. That'd be a nice raid.
Sorry.
Yeah, if they did a raid support and a general version, all kind of like the new set of G lines kind of deal, that would be cool.
They could do it too. Like
Yeah.
they had some cannon Jigen with some shoulder little like hang off the shouldery guns. Um, and the one I'm talking about is based off the Hyaku Shiki. Um, so it could do it up. But as far as other stuff goes, yeah, I mean, I guess if we were going off the spoilerinos or whatever, um,
Mhm.
it'd be kind of hard to say 500 and up. I kind of think I feel like we're gonna see a support um for the next maybe
Or raid,
uh
because we went
yeah.
support, raid, support, which I was like, okay,
Kind of
cool.
blown away by. Then we just did hard reset general, so it's like, yeah.
Let's get another general. BB released too many support and raid
We're
banners
gonna
and
have
their
like a whole month of
pockets.
generals
Yeah,
next.
Yeah,
It's
their
just gonna be
pockets
oh
pseudo
become a
gosh.
little bit
supports and
light.
raids.
I don't know,
I
but the
kind of
raid
want to
one's
know the
coming out.
numbers for the Jagan though, in terms of people actually like rolling for that.
I don't know, man. I feel like a lot of people in my Discord had to like change their pants after they read the announcement. So
I feel like there was hype that it was a thing just because of what it meant, but the suit itself, people were pretty lukewarm on.
well, after they paid for it, right?
Right.
Yeah,
But
I
not even so
guess.
much yet, but after like they started hearing the stats from other people and like looking at it and
Mhm.
stuff, it was like, oh, it's charged counterattack. Yeah, this is kind of so. Oh
I
well.
I
Guess
mean,
I'll just wait till next week.
every time I say feels pretty general, man, and I think it needs a buff, I do get a lot of comments like, "Where's the Jigen? It's amazing," and I'm like,
But this
so,
robot, he's
yeah,
my
yeah,
favorite.
yeah. I think that's it, and I mean, I get that. I know that feel. If the
Mhm.
MLRS came out and it was just bad, or the GPO2 was
Oh my
just
god.
didn't feel like if
That
it
was a
felt like
tense
trash
time.
for me, I would have cried. Like, so I'm glad it was good, even if it's kind of gotten some power creeped. It still had its time to shine. But anyway, if we don't have anything else, I'm gonna go ahead and do some shout outs.
Sure, seems good.
Hey, Dove. Go first.
Okie dokie. Q7 underscore X triple I 13th over here at Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, and everything else I can possibly plaster my stupid face on. Over here trying to do some more Yakuza 7. May wrap up by like the middle of this coming month. Just feel like we're making a pretty good clip on it, even though we're trying to do as much side stuff as we can. Also trying to keep up with clan matches. Quick bulletin to anyone else who's out there for GS3. We are actually one short because someone had some scheduling issues, so hopefully we can actually get that going and have someone be able to fill in that spot. Besides that, just doing Valheim, trying to keep up. Hopefully Hearth and Home will drop soon. That's the one thing. Like they did that teaser and all that, and I'm just like, nah, I just want to know hard dates at this point.
Yeah.
So trying to keep up with all three for now. Secondary game afterwards. I have a couple ideas, but still trying to give Yakuza its due time. And playing GBO2 every day as always. So what do you guys got going on?
Me and Gustav are just waiting for next month. We might be playing a few of the same games too, Gustav.
Oh
That's what
god,
I'm
yeah.
waiting for.
We get to
Oh,
have our own fucking podcast before the podcast at that point. Like, let's
fuck yeah.
fucking go.
Gustav, how you liking Saga Remaster? Judgment. Oh my
Oh my
god.
god. Real
Near.
talking about them doing the oh god, that I followed the guy who I think did the VA stuff. I think it was like Greg Chun or something like that. He was like super excited about it. I was like, well, I didn't do it for the actual marathon, but that might be a good one to fill in some space with, depending on what's happening with near replicant and all that, time space wise.
Oh
I
yeah.
know Judgment and Near come out at the same time.
Ooh.
If I remember it right.
Wait. So what's coming out? Sorry.
Judgment's got like a remaster coming out.
Wait,
It's that
Judgment.
that cop spinoff for
Yeah.
Yakuza.
the
Oh wait,
Yakuza.
they're already doing a remaster. Okay, that's kind of funny. But what about the
But
Saga game
I'm
though?
gaming.
Oh,
no,
yeah. Well, I
no, you're
can
good. I
ask you
was
guys
gonna
after
keep
this.
moving. But I'm gaming Emblem. I play video games on the internet. Currently playing Digimon Cyber Sleuth on top of our usual Mobile Suit Gundam battle operation. Um, having a lot of fun with that. Plan to play some more, get my RPG on. Kind of like I was hinting with Gustav. Looking forward to some of the games coming out next month. Saga Frontier Remastered,
Please.
Judgment, Near Replicant. Should be pretty fun, I think. So we'll be playing it up at some point at our channel, twitch.tv/GamingEmblem. Online internet video games, WoWie, Emblem Go.
That's a cool list. Yeah, I'm gonna have to ask you guys
Oh,
about
here we go.
Saga here in a second.
Here's the
But
true list. Too many video
anyway,
games.
yeah,
The
for real though,
channel.
right? Okay. Anyway, but as usual, everybody's links and stuff will be down in the description below. But I am EG Magnum. I stream on Twitch, got a YouTube channel, Discord, Twitter, and stuff. And I still didn't get everything else set up. So whoops. But gonna be a bit busy tomorrow and the weekend. But I might do some streaming tomorrow if I feel froggy enough to get the suit for the missions. And I don't know, we might do some other random games or something. Sadly, Outriders right now, hopefully they actually have some good farming methods that aren't too boring to stream, because that's what I've been doing a little bit in spare time, just because it's easy. Literally, the farming method I'm using, I get to this one checkpoint, run up, kill 3 dudes, and then just let them kill me and any loot they drop, since they have the highest chance to drop loot. just gets sucked up into my inventory after I die, and then it spawns me back at the checkpoint, and I kill the 3 dudes again and do that. So there's that. But speaking of Outriders, next week that'll be on the 1st, so I'll be doing that pretty much before the podcast and whatnot. Monday though, we'll try to do the clan things, and we'll have the rest of Spartan Ops to go through. So that'll be pretty fun. They were kind of interesting that they separated the cutscenes, but yeah, that was a little weird, but it's doable. It's just now she has to leave the party every time we want to figure out what's going on in the next mission.
Hmm.
And if we actually had 4 people, then all 4 people would have to disband. But anyway, that's besides the point. Tuesday,
Thankfully, it's not the case then.
yeah. Tuesday, we're gonna have to figure out what we're doing. I don't know, probably more Gundam or something. Wednesday, we got the tabletop. We've had to cancel the past 2 weeks, but Wednesday tabletop session, and then Banner Night hype, and of course the podcast on Thursday, and a lot of Outriders after Thursday happens, and probably too many games looking at this list that Emblem linked, and now I'm kind of scared because I thought about doing the near thing. But anyway, guys, that'll be it for this one. Like, comment, subscribe. Yeah, like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. Leave us a comment down below of what you thought about what we talked about in this episode, because there was a lot. It's probably a 2-parter. But anyway, guys, that'll be it for this one. Thanks for watching. Have a good one. Peace.
Later.